Have you at any point kissed Jay-Z sincerely? I realize no, I didn't answer that I can't answer that a similar individual eluded me for like 500 for a meeting, turned out to be in the studio. So it seemed like Blu Cantrell is at last prepared to impart her reality to the world. And you could never accept who she faults in taking her vocation and practically ending her life. Well, the business is brimming with hypotheses and shows. And this time blew through conceal, and one of the most conspicuous music legends, Beyonce, blaming the sovereign for Arbiv attempting to end her life well. These two have a set of experiences, yet are Blue allegations valid? Or is she standing up of envy? We should figure out together. Greetings, everybody. And welcome back to Celeb Live channel. So it seems like the Owens is enduring an onslaught once more. And this time, Blu Cantrell is anxious to bring the sovereign down from her platform and level, base standing into pieces. No, she's never done a meeting. I couldn't say whether she at any point will, since I don't actually figure I would like her meeting, so Blu Cantrell has been one of the most encouraging female craftsmen during the 2000s, yet tragically, she separated her ways with the business. Many individuals connected Blu's non-appearance with the circle of drama Blu Beyonce and Jay-Z, yet clearly there's more going on as Blu is as yet persuaded that supposed sovereign of Arby was all set to unbelievable connections to dispose of rivalry, and Blu never expected the entertainment biz games to be so hazardous and others in this business. And everyone coexists with me on the off chance that you can't coexist with me. This is on the grounds that you're loathing, definitely you're detesting, definitely now Blu is saying that her episode on September 3, 2014, which she was found in the general population at 2 a.m., shouting about somebody putting her harmful gas needs to work with the business. And obviously nobody despised Blu more than Sovereign B and folks. When you consider it, there could be no other individual who wished Blu sick, since she was cherished similarly by fans and associates, yet was made past stoop solo as to cross all lines and endeavor to dispose of a guiltless individual. Well, there are truly two explanations behind that. As a matter of some importance, there have been discussion about Blu dating Jay-Z. And come on, we as a whole know the expressing where there's smoke, there's certainly fire. And as it was affirmed, Beyonce had all motivations to thank her significant other in dozing around on the grounds that in 2016 their family thought was finished by the bits of gossip about his disloyalty genuinely. So you can't interface. And afterward now, all things occur from that point. Certain individuals even propose that Blu was Jay-Z's large love. And hello, we as a whole skill in saying things might be in the business. When a battle for an influential man starts anyway, Blu never needed to be a piece of anything like this. And as she admitted in her meeting with Wendy Williams, she became weary of all hypotheses about her being a thing with the music maker, in light of the fact that around then, Jay was dating past for what reason people groups not have any desire to let the Jay-Z Blu Cantrell thing go. Reason, honey, that was a marvelous minimal high point in Europe, Beyonce and Jay-Z. And keeping in mind that it was never affirmed by any of them that Blu and Jay were dating in the past, evidently Beyonce had her own plan as a primary concern. And as Blu currently says, the future sovereign of Arby sent off a fierce assault that wound up with harming perhaps straight essentially needed to make an impression on this young lady. Yet as a matter of fact, Blu turned out to be hospitalized. After that, yet in the event that you feel that desire assumed the significant part, here hold on for the rest of the story, since I'm going to show you a few things that are too dubious to possibly be simply happenstances. So you know that when Blu delivered her most memorable collection, So Blu In was going to shake on the R&B stage past, was just beginning her performance profession. And Blu was exactly distraught in the wake of hearing Beyonce's single child kid said she perceived very dubious similitudes with her own main hit Inhale, as Blu expressed then past is capable and delightful. And I'm a fan, yet she has a melody out, which is basically the same as mine. She utilizes words which are in the snare of my tune. And on the off chance that she's that gifted she shouldn't need to duplicate another person. And this was the blow Beyonce couldn't endure. Clearly, the future Aram legend was very annoyed by such a correlation. And she never needed anybody to at any point connect her with Blu, particularly hearing that her tunes were some way or another comparative. I mean, you can counterfeit it for such a long time, yet you can't have a long profession faking it. Ultimately, individuals will see past the yet as many. Fans accept the yawns, missing the mark on own thoughts around then. And everything thing she could manage to help her vocation is to take others' tunes, thoughts, and colleagues. And obviously, she didn't stop just there. And she understood that the best way to become famous is to dispose of her opposition perpetually. As many fans say, it's all regarding strategic maneuver. And there are numerous giveaways that point at sovereign B. As one individual remarked, "God, help us, Jay-Z and Beyonce are getting on my nerve." No, actually, so they, in a real sense, clearing this lady off. Let me Google Blu. And we should see who shows up first. And another client added, insane that she was harmed one day before Beyonce's birthday. And in spite of the fact that all that Blu at any point needed was to make music, she got hauled into her most memorable hamburger against her own will, as Blu made sense of Beyonce pursued an off-base decision when she picked Sean Paul for her coordinated effort. And Cantrell figured that his presence was Bey's direct dig at her due to Blu proclamations about Jay-Z. I truly like him, however. And I don't mind, it doesn't matter at all to me who he's dating. I generally had eyes for her, you realize well. It seemed like Beyonce had every one of the reasons on the planet to dispose of Blu. Like, first, this woman was transparently working out smash on B's sweetheart. And second, Blu didn't hold back a second prior to approaching and uncovering honeybees. Taking her thoughts as Blu said the bits of gossip regarding her dating Jay-Z weren't enough. Clearly, Beyonce needed to take all that she could, including popularity and magnificence. Presently, she's doing a melody with Sean Paul. Since I'm connected with Sean Paul, so I don't have the foggiest idea what her expectations are. I'm not pit for it like that. I don't burn through my time lounging around attempting to think about the thing Beyonce is thinking. And it seems like Beyonce didn't remember to stop. She later added more show to her problem with Blu when had delivered the melody called Signs, the verses that read, "I was enamored with a Sagittarius. I have been wounded by a Pisces," is nothing else except for an immediate punch at Blu, since Jay-Z is Sagittarius and Blu is Pisces. Yet Beyonce denied all happenstances and called it dumb bits of hearsay. Yet it's anything but a self-portrayal. There's really no need to focus on me. And Beyonce's move turned out to be much increasingly threatening with time as she kept testing Blu's patience with her activities and continued to involve Cantrell's melodies for motivation. It seemed as though Beyonce needed to mix some show, realizing that Blu would fly off the handle. And evidently, this is an exemplary industry strategies to make your rival look and act insane. So you can plan for the last blow. The narratives of VIP's unexpected vanishings and standardization are the same old thing on Broadway. And glancing back at the whole quarrel with Beyonce, Blu is presently sure that it was the vocalist Savage intend to loosen up her opponent to the point that she would get dubious and carry on like insane. Accepted. I resembled, definitely right. I could barely handle it. And presently Blu Cantrell understood that the entire thing with duplicating her style was Beyonce's fastidious arrangement, starting from the beginning. And presumably she had taken in some things of how to scare individuals from her sweetheart Jay. Obviously, to demonstrate his steadfastness, to be Jay consented to take an interest in one more demonstration against Blu. And she made the music video for tune Bonnie and Clyde very closely resembled a promotion for Blu's Melody Gathering. Yet Blu wasn't surrendering, and she continued to diss Beyonce with her furious assertions, like perhaps she's attempting to do it to get press. Yet I need to cause her to comprehend, assuming she goes there with me. It's some unacceptable move. She wants to comprehend what she's doing and what she's getting into. I'm a pro at seeing, evidently. that was very embarrassing for Sovereign B, and she chose to quiet her adversary everlastingly. By involving poison, as Blue said, Beyonce lacked the ability to contend with her in light of the fact that without taking her thoughts and attempting to end her life, she would be still no hair in her vocation. Certain individuals work their entire lifetimes to attempt to accomplish that, and to have the option to do that on the principal prize. Well, Beyonce needed to become famous, so much improved to the world that she can be a fruitful craftsman without predetermination's kid. Yet sadly, losability hindered Beyonce's way to progress. And in the event that there's anything Beyonce had learned in the stage, is that you should be self-centered to accomplish your objectives. And it seems like she took this thought plainly, yet I've discovered that I must be somewhat self-centered and deal with myself, as Blue presently expresses. Endeavoring to take someone else's life to succeed isn't being egotistical, it's a lawbreaker act. And keeping in mind that it appears as though it's difficult to cut down the Sovereign, since she is currently safeguarded by her picture connections, to obscure elites, Blue actually believes fans should know her story, as one individual remarked they should advance enduring Jay's and past subjective. That is crazy they doing such evil to remain on top. And another client, added Blu Cantrell, didn't have the profound ability to endure the underhandedness of the Carter couple. Well, unquestionably the hardest get by in the business. And obviously Blue never needed to be a piece of these plans and games. And what is your take on this, folks? Was past behind Blue's harming? Or is Blue searching for some exposure utilizing Sovereign Honeybee's name? Share your contemplations in the remarks underneath. I'm anxious to understand what you're thinking. And meanwhile, check my different recordings about Hollywood and its obscure way of life that is supportive of today. Thank you for watching, stay tuned, and I vow to be back very soon.